lab, and we're gonna make sure this happens as soon as possible.
Welcome to an episode of the Sports Genes Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA, and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
Welcome back. ITL is back for week 11 on a special Friday night episode. You know what? Life happens, and we pivoted. We got the double Chris's on, and your host, Ernest Silva. What a week, a tiring week, a very long week, but we are here. Updates galore to all of our software, so we're going to work with the fireplace behind us and say we're going to have fire picks this week. Let's start off with my co-host and week 10 winner, Chris Borak, 9-5 last week. Borak led the group. I went 8-6. Chris Connor also 9-5. Congratulations to both of y'all. Chris Borak, talk to the people.
What's up, everybody? My daughter had a field trip today, so I was around 10-year-olds all day today chasing them around. So it's good to be talking to some adults and talking some football. And hopefully Tyson gets a knockout tonight, and we'll have a good night.
Yep, Rocket's doing work, and that's been exciting. Yes. And now we get to watch Tyson do work as well. Chris Connor also on the call. What is going on, Chris Connor? I understand you're enjoying the first fights quite a bit as well.
Yes. How do you kick off a successful boxing card on Netflix? Well, you got Mario Barrios versus Abel Ramos. It's basically a knockout, drag-out slugfest, so that's great. Also, I know everybody's Tyson versus Paul is the main event, but the co-main event, it's going to be a fireworks. Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 2. First time Madison Square Garden. They fought to a split decision win by Taylor. These are two of the best in the world, all in Arlington, and this is going to be a great fight card.
Very exciting, and excited to have you on tonight, Chris Connor. We don't plan on keeping you all or listening into your, or putting some stuff in your ears. You guys will probably all want to watch the Tyson fight. I don't expect a heavy turnout, but we will release the podcast episode tomorrow, so you can listen to this show before the game Sunday if you want to put those bets in. Awesome stuff. Week 11 is coming right at you. Tonight's episode powered by Blue Collar Media Group. We are the sports division. We call ourselves the Sport Gene division of Blue Collar Media Group, and excited to be sponsored by them as they're streaming tonight's show all over the place. So appreciate and shout out to Steve, the General Reisner. We start off with round number 1, ITL Primetime Pick'em. And if you were missing us this week, that's right, Thursday Night Football already happened. Washington pretty much laid an egg for 3 quarters before they finally got it going midway through the third quarter, and Jaden Daniels started getting that offense to click, got some pace behind the offense. We all had Philly in that game, so I'm not really worried about our picks on this show. But Borak, biggest takeaway from Thursday Night Football?
I took the Eagles. I didn't take them confidently though. I took them straight up. But Washington got caught in a bad scheduling spot. They had a lot of injuries on a short week, and they had a really, really tough defeat, as we know, to the Steelers, and game that came down to the wire. So big emotional loss, a lot of injuries, short week. Just it was not a good spot for them. So I'm looking for them to bounce back, but Philly handled the business. Offense looked good. They did a lot better when they started just handing the ball off to Barkley. Like, stop trying all the trick plays. Stop trying to throw the ball. So you got to – and I'm going to throw this out there. You got to be looking at Saquon for MVP right now. He's got to be in the conversation.
That is a healthy take. right? Keep it simple, stupid, right? Get the playbook, hand it off to Saquon, just make Saquon the focal point. It's what it should have been done. Austin Eckler, also the focal point for Washington, for those who started him. Congratulations to you. Chris Connor, take away from Thursday Night Football.
It's also keep it simple. Don't do stupid stuff. Analytics. I get everybody wants to go, 4th and 2. The odds are great. No, Dan Quinn kicked the friggin' field goal. You had 4th and 1. You could have taken a lead. Your defense could have had some momentum. Like, hey, we just held them. We're gonna get the lead back. No, and it's up the middle. Then a screwed up, handoff. Dan Quinn should be like tarred and feathered for just the stupidity on that whole call. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, definitely Dan Quinn has been the talk around all major news outlets today about whether he lost it or if Philly really won it. So my Thursday Night Football take is that the NFC East is always going to be a bloodbath in the top 2, and everybody else in there just kind of watches from way down at the bottom. And Washington's going to be a playoff team, and Philly's going to be a playoff team, and they're going to be forces to reckon with. I think those are the teams, the NFCs. They didn't really show me too much. Philly holds par at home, and that's what I thought was going to happen in this game.
Can I finish this one off real quick?
Sure.
The Dan Quinn take is kind of ridiculous. Like, come on, guys. Like, he's turned around that team from absolutely nothing. Like, come on, it's one game. Seriously, they had to put up a ton of points. 3 points was not going to do anything, especially with how bad the Redskins defense is.
I wasn't sure if he deserved to be criticized. I probably would go for it in that situation. I don't run a team, but I definitely agree that the Commanders have done great this year to turn around. Let's talk about the first game we don't know about, which is another divisional matchup and a juggernaut match this Sunday. Baltimore 3.5-point favorites on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We start with the champion of the week, Chris Borak, on the first take here. Chris Borak, who are you liking in this primetime matchup?
Where is just Luke when we need him? Like, come
No.
Okay. So everybody and their mom is on the Steelers, right? All the national media, like everybody's picking the Steelers.
The comeback kids.
Good Lord. This was a tough game to pick. So Ravens defense, I'm going to say this. The Ravens secondary is trash. Their front 4 are really good, and they're really good at stopping their run. We know what the Ravens offense is when they're clicking. They're probably the best offensive football right now. The Steelers defense is elite. They're playing at home. This is going to be a low-scoring divisional game. Mike Tomlin has played, he's played Lamar 4 times. Lamar is 1-3 versus Steelers. I've heard that ad nauseum from ESPN. But Russell Wilson, how do I trust Russell Wilson in a game like this? He has been getting bailed out by George Pickens week after week. And him throwing off his back foot, praying to make these unbelievable, are relying on George Pickens to make these unbelievable catches, is just not going to be sustainable. And one thing I found interesting, because I really dug into this game, do you know, everybody talks about how bad the Ravens defense, and the secondary is bad. But the Ravens defense, they are number 1 in sacks and QB pressures when they only rush 4. I found that real. I had no idea. I didn't even know they got pressure on their quarterback. So if they can make Russell Wilson uncomfortable in this game and get him to play out of rhythm, I think they can get him to make mistakes. And Lamar has got to step up, and this is a statement game. So I'm just not comfortable trusting Russell Wilson in this I'm going to call it a primetime game because everybody's going to be watching this game. I'm going to trust that Lamar and that Ravens offense are going to put up more points than the Steelers can catch, and they're going to get this done because they need this to establish themselves as one of the top teams in the NFL. So therefore, I am going to be taking the Ravens. I'm not going to be taking them. I'm not going to be betting this game. Let's put that out there. But I think they're going to do enough to win this game and get this done.
There's the first pick for ITL Primetime Pick'em, the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. Baltimore 3.5-point favorites right now on the Vegas line, and Borak goes Baltimore in this game to win and cover.
No, I'm taking Ravens money line.
All right, Ravens money line on that.
And I will not be betting this game on the spread. But I would recommend taking the under because I think it's at 48 right now, but I'll double check.
Yeah, there's Russell Wilson splits for the year. 3 games, Commanders, Giants, Jets. So take that for what it's worth. Chris Connor, you agree with the take on Russell Wilson, and how are you seeing this game?
Give me Ravens that win outright. You go with the quarterback. Lamar Jackson is playing MVP level football. Derrick Henry is just a beast when he gets a lot of carries. I think they're going to just eventually overwhelm Steelers. It'll be a close game, but as I said, I have faith in Lamar over Russell Wilson.
Yeah, it's not boding well for this BCMG guarantee to start things off with. I am also taking the upset. I have Baltimore, but I'm a little bit more confident. I like Baltimore minus 3.5 in this game, and I'm gonna tell you why. Russell Wilson may be finding his fitting with his team, with this new team, having some rest, maybe feeling a little bit healthier, but boy, Derrick Henry is phenomenal. And the combination of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson to pulse that offense, although their defense has been susceptible and it will be a high-scoring game, I like Baltimore to win this. I like Baltimore to win this. I like Baltimore winning this 30-24. I like Baltimore winning this something of that nature. I think this is going to be a game where big plays will be featured all over the place because Pittsburgh's really going to be trying to win this game. And you'll see Pickens and you'll probably get a Warren highlight. And all of a sudden, this game's 21-21 going into the fourth, something of that nature, and Baltimore pulls away. I like Baltimore in this game for numerous reasons. I don't know if Pittsburgh can handle that offensive juggernaut, especially the resurgence of Rashad Bateman, and then the comeback of Mark Andrews from the slow start of the year. I think Baltimore's just has too many weapons, and Pittsburgh won't be able to keep up. So give me Baltimore to win this and cover. And Luke is not here to defend his team, although I don't know if Luke would pick his team in this instance either. So he usually picks against his team for the odds. But for those that are following along and are wondering what is happening, that's right. Wave those fingers in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. Baltimore money line goes onto the BCMG guarantee. Our first one of the night.
Ernest, people are hammering the Steelers. Like it's already dropped down to 3.
Oh, it is down to 3 already?
Yeah, and the over-under is at 48.5. I'm the opposite of you. I love the under. I think this is going to be a low-scored game.
I watched ESPN, Fox News, a lot of the different pundits. I even watched Pat McAfee show today. I mean, everybody loves Pittsburgh. The love is there. Everybody's hammering Pittsburgh. That's fine with me. We're going to take Baltimore. We're going to go against it. It worked for some people in the housing crisis in 2007. Just call us those guys for this game. Let's move on to a game that's going to be ITL's game of the week, and we're going to take our talents over to Buffalo. ITL's game of the week, Kansas City at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills 2-point favorites against the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. Chris Connor, this is your boy, your team, Kansas City. Talk to the people.
You know what? Until further notice, I am going with the Chiefs. I know everybody's telling me the same thing. Hey, you know what? Buffalo has their number. Hey, you know what? This is going to be a game where you just look and go home. No Harrison Butker. There's still no Rashee Rice. His team is in trouble, but I believe in Patrick J. Mahomes. I believe in this team. He's going to find a way. He's going to piss people off. I live for those tears. Give me, once again, the Chiefs to pull off the upset.
Chiefs money line, I guess second upset pick in a row for Chris Connor going here. I am not as confident as you in that. There is a time and place where luck kind of runs out. This is it for the Chiefs. I like Buffalo at home. Buffalo's been playing very good football. They're well rested. They'll be more rested than the Chiefs will be in this game. I just confirmed Taylor Swift will not be at the stadium, and they don't tend to win when she doesn't appear on the road. Taking the odds and going with the storyline. Give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game. I don't think it's a blowout. People have been talking all over the place that the Bills at home with rest should be able to take care of the Chiefs handedly. I don't think that whatsoever. Mahomes is going to make this a game. It could be winning 17-14 in the third. I might take Chiefs to cover first half. I think the Chiefs are going to try to keep their undefeated record, but the Bills are more talented right now. And because of injuries, I am also taking the Bills to win this game and cover the 2 points. Chris Borak, be the tiebreaker.
Man, it feels really weird saying that an undefeated team with Patrick Mahomes that just added DeAndre Hopkins and a healthy Kelsey is a underdog. I feel like Vegas is tricking us here. Like this is why they make so much money. This was a hard one to cap. I just think that this is the time if the Chiefs win this game, I think they're running the table. Like I think this is going to be the biggest test of the year. I think Josh Allen is going to be up for this game. I do think Butker is going to come into play because I do think this is going to be a close game. And it's going to be outdoors. So I do think that's going to be a factor. But I completely understand why people are taking Mahomes and the points. I just feel like Bills Mafia, this is going to be a tough game on the road for the Chiefs to win. So I like Josh Allen to get this done. If this was a playoff game, I'd totally be taking Patrick Mahomes. Because the Bills can't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, but the regular season they do well, and the Bills are getting healthier on defense, which is big. But I'm gonna ride with the Bills to cover the 2 points.
Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs rest of season, Carolina, Vegas, Los Angeles Chargers, all probably going to be favored and winnable in those. Cleveland easily. So the next 4. Then you have Houston, Pittsburgh, and then they always struggle with Denver, and they'll be at Denver. So those 3 would be those toss-up games. If you're really starting starters, if you're a 1 seed at 14-0, are you going to be risking that? I'm guessing to go for the undefeated season, you are. So then how much are the other teams playing starters at that point? Because we think all 3 of those teams, maybe not Denver, but the other 2 for sure are going to be playoff teams. So rest of season.
Yeah, and that Texans game is on a short week. Remember, they play the Ravens and Chiefs like back to back.
That's right. So very much winnable after this point. This is probably the only game where they're really truly the underdog. I think at this point onward, they'll be the favored in most games. But Buffalo is the tiebreaker on this show. Chris Connor staying tried and true to his Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. We are going to go to what Primetime has been delivered by the national media. So let's go over to Sunday Night Los Angeles Chargers, 1.5-point favorites at home. Sunday Night Football featuring Joe Burrow and those Cincinnati Bengals who came up off that terrible upset face mask no call against the Baltimore Ravens. Let's start this off. I'll start this one off. Chargers, biggest surprise for me. Didn't expect them to be this good. I called that Harbaugh would lead them to be better. I just didn't think they'd be this good. Chris Connor did. He told all of us they would be a playoff team beginning of the season. So Chargers 1.5-point favorites against Cincy. Cincy might start going on the decline at this point. I like the Chargers at home for numerous reasons. Number one, they're starting to run the football, and the offensive line is healthy. For the first time, they're returning the same offensive line 2 games in a row. Justin Herbert looks fantastic. He's spreading the ball around. Quinton Johnson, welcome to the NFL. It's about time he started playing football. And Lad Monkey has fit right in. I love the Chargers on offense. Now, the big story is their defense. Their defense is top 10 when it comes to turnover ratio. They are top 10 at defensive line penetration. I love those 2 things. That's exactly how the Cowboys had success last season. It's exactly how they're having success this season. I like the combination of being able to run the football and their balanced offense compared to how their defense has been getting the ball back. Give me the Chargers to stymie Cincinnati, who travels across the nation to go play them in Sunday Night Football. 1.5-point favorites. Going to take that. Pound it. Going 3 favorites in a row for me here on ITL Primetime Pick'em. Chris Borak.
This is another game where everybody's pounding the Bengals. This just went down to 1.
Awesome.
So by the time this game kicks off, Chargers may be getting some points. You may want to wait. But I agree with everything you just said. Chargers defense has been nasty all the year. I did not think Herbert was going to get healthy this quick. He was dealing with so many injuries. That bye week was so magical. The thing that I don't like for the Bengals is their offensive line is just terrible. They will be getting T. Higgins back. That is the word. I don't see them being able to run the ball, and they're going to become one-dimensional. And the problem with the Chargers is the Chargers can put up points to keep up with the Bengals. But I think the defense will be able to stop and make Joe Burrow one-dimensional, which is going to be a problem. I think this is going to be a statement win for the Chargers. I like them to cover. Give me the Chargers.
2 Chargers picks, and that means we are getting hot here with the fireplace behind us for Chris Connor. Chris Connor, how are you seeing this game?
Chargers, better defense, better coaching. They're for real. They're gonna be scary come playoff time.
I almost thought you were going to say better pizza Papa John's, but that is not one of our sponsors. So I love it, though. It's a great take. Los Angeles Chargers goes on there, wave those fingers, and they're waving like you just don't care. That's another BCMG guarantee here on ITL. And of course, as you know it, put that parlay in. You don't win, go contact Steve, the general riser, and get your money back. 3 picks in a row, and I'm picking favorites. It doesn't bode well for me in the past. I'm actually really bad with that, but hopefully that's not the case here. I went on my rant last year, but let's go ahead. We have to do it. It's a primetime game. Houston 7-point favorites against the Dallas Cowboys at home. No curtains being installed this week, Borak. So luckily it's a night game. You don't have to worry about that. But if the Cowboys weren't such a dog shit, we'd probably be reporting from Dallas this week. So really upsetting. But all right, Chris Connor, you have the unbiased take here. So let's start with you on this game.
Well, the bad news is it's going to be a blowout. Houston's going to be – I think they're going to take care of the Texans. Texans are a mess. C.D. Lamb's complaining about sun in his eyes. Jerry Jones is beside himself. Mike McCarthy's basically, a dead man walking. That's the bad news. Houston is going to beat them. Good news, let it start. November 18th, it will be officially Mike McCarthy watch. And I'm telling you, I already heard from sources that Jerry and Bill have met. It's going to happen. You will be saved by Bill Belichick. He will bring the Cowboys back to prominence. It'll be a rivalry between the Texans and the Cowboys next year. Ernest, get ready. I'm telling you, Ernie the Hoodie, 2025 TV talk show. You, Borak, can be your host. Bill will lead you back to the playoffs. All will be better in Cowboy land. I am calling it right now.
All right. So Bill Belichick rumors are going to keep flying from Chris Connor. Every week I have to dispel this. Yeah. I don't see it. It's not going to happen. But you know what? If you believe that and you have sources that say it, I will trust you, Chris Connor. But I'm going to say this. There's sources flying everywhere. The Sanders takes are wild as well. We're hearing everything from Saban to Sanders to Belichick to Jesus Christ himself coming down and rising up to lead the Cowboys to a winning Super Bowl. Here's the take for this, and it's going to be short and sweet. The Dallas Cowboys are not as talented as the Houston Texans. The Texans are healthy. The Texans will win this game. By how much? Depends if a backdoor cover happens, but it shouldn't. This should be a blowout. This should be a probably 4-score game. And all of us are probably getting ready for work for the next day, and Houston Texans fans are fine. I don't think Borak has a different take, but I will go ahead and prompt you, Borak, on who you think's going to win this game.
I'm not as confident about the blowout as you guys are.
Oh.
And okay.
Nico is
So
next. So
I don't want to take up the whole show, but the offensive line still isn't fixed, and Micah Parsons is healthy. So you have a game wrecker on the other side. Now, Ernest, you said earlier in the year that Joe Mixon was the most important player on the Texans.
yes.
I don't think he is. Nico Collins is the most important player for the Texans, and I'll tell you why. Is because every time that offensive line does not block, and they do it a lot, and CJ is out in the open, there's only one receiver that knows how to get open in a scramble drill, and that's Nico Collins. You saw it early in the year when they were leading the league in passing yards. It was Nico Collins getting open somehow with CJ scrambling because the offensive line can't block. Now, I agree with you. Mixon is the heartbeat. Like, he is a leader in this locker room.
That's
And
really
he is so important. And I know that's what you're getting at, but they cannot get this offense going without Nico Collins. And I think that's what's going to propel them to beat the Cowboys. Not only that, but Cooper Rush is really trash, and so is Trey Lance. But it makes me nervous. Monday Night Football, Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb on the other side. You got two game wreckers. And this is a big injury. Kamari Lassiter is out. So I don't know if Derek Stingley is going to travel with CeeDee Lamb in the slot. The Cowboys are going to have to move him around, and that could pose problems. But that defense is nasty. You saw what they did to the Lions offense. Like, it may get scary, but I'm not laying 7 points. No way. Not in this rivalry.
I am.
I'm not.
I'm not even worried about it. Now, those watching, this is a BCMG guarantee. I will ring it. It ain't going to go the full extent of time. That's about it. All right, we get it. All right, Cowboys suck. All right, that is it for our primetime pick'em. If you have been living under a rock, you know that we do have BCMG streamers. We're not rolling that clip tonight. We're fast tracking through this, but go check them out. Mama Bear 1920, Tuconi No Onion, even Just Luke is streaming nonstop. I watched him yesterday in his new trading card game store, and it was really cool. I was watching him, met some stinky people and stuff going there. Go check out some of that wonderful content. But we are going right into our wonderful fire round pick'em. ITL Fire Round Pick'em brought to you by the Fiery Grills of Taquito Express. Go get all you can eat tacos from Taquito Express for $10.99 now. Mention ITL or BCMG, get 10% off your order. The record 172. Somebody took an hour and 45 minutes to eat 172 tacos to get a $10.99 meal for free. That is dedication and wild.
Wow.
I love that statistic. So go try to beat that record. If you beat that record, take a picture, and don't forget to mention us at the register. We're going to go around the room. Borak, we're starting with you, the ITL Week 10 winner, 9-5, leading in the standings. Borak, you're at 98 points, 98 wins for the year. I am at 93. Chris Connor's at 77, but he has taken both of his bye weeks already. So let's roll through this and start us off. Green Bay at Chicago. Green Bay 5.5-point favorites. Borak, who do you have?
Green Bay, easy. The Bears are a mess, dude. They're talking about benching Caleb Williams. Like, that offense is a mess.
Yeah, absolutely a mess. Chris Connor.
Packers. Bears are a mess. Coach needs to go. They need to overhaul the whole thing.
They got rid of their offensive coordinator this week, correct? Chris Connor?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that was big news. And you wanted to kind of highlight on it for this show. I forgot about that. Why don't we you want to make a comment on that?
Yeah, you look at the Bears' job, and that might be the most attractive job. I mean, I feel bad because they should have fired Edwards last year. I mean, everybody thought, okay, he should be fired. They should get a new guy. They kept him. And instead, he's not a head coach. He's a great defensive coordinator, not a head coach. This could be next year like the plum job. If you're Ben Johnson, if you're Bill Belichick, if you're Mike Vrabel, they have the pieces. They have, a quarterback who's still young, who's salvageable. This could be like that plum job where a coach goes, I can fix this. I can literally, fix the whole thing and bring in my program. And next, Bears in playoffs. So hopefully they do the smart thing and they actually get a real head coach, not another, coordinator who's over his head.
I could see Belichick going there because they would give him GM duties. They would let him pick his own personnel. The one thing about the Bears too is that defense is trash. You can't stop the New England Patriots. You're going to tell me he's a good defensive coach? Come on.
I don't know if they're trash. I do think the Bears defense is attractive. I just don't think the scheme is right with the players they have. They were great the last 2 seasons. They just didn't have an offense. So
you're being gentle.
I am being nice. Not as bad as the Cowboys.
Drake May carved them up.
Green Bay is our first money line pick, and for all of our money line picks tonight, we are going TSG guarantee. That is right. Wave those fingers and wave them like you just don't care. That is a TSG guarantee, adding it to our full guarantee parlay. Baltimore money line, Chargers -1.5. Houston money line, Green Bay money line, and we move on to New Orleans. Cleveland -1 at New Orleans. Chris Connor, go ahead and start this one off.
Do I have to? This is an apple picking game where you go apple picking. Do not watch this game, but if you had to make a pick, I guess go to New Orleans just because I trust David Carr more than Jameson Winston. I don't know why. I need my head examined. So, yeah, I guess go New Orleans.
Oh, this is a revenge game for me. Get the king crabs out. I'm going full Jameis Winston in this one, and I am going to enjoy every minute of this game and his return. I expect the quotes to be better than Cam Newton's quotes were when he came back in the league and Colin Kaepernick combined. I expect full-on Winston this weekend and all of next week, and then Cleveland gets annihilated next week. So give me Cleveland. Borak.
I could see Jameis throwing 5 picks in this game again. This is 2 really bad teams. But the Saints have Kamara, and I think they're a little bit more competent. The Browns are just spiraling. It's just bad. So yeah, I'm very confident New Orleans will win this game.
Chubb to the moon. Give me 2 TDs, and Cleveland wins this one in a squeaker. I'm telling you, it's going to be a fun week of Jameis Winston quotes. This takes us to our third money line game, and for some of you, you're waiting for this. Here it comes. I know, Luke, since you're not on here, I know if you're watching, you've been waiting for this clip for a while. Which game is it going to be? And of course, for me, it's like, where's the damn clip? Nobody's watching this game. Small market team versus a washed up quarterback and an offense that looks atrocious. Jets 4-point favorites at home against the Colts. I'm not even convinced I even want to call this game. This is where Luke would say it's a tie. I don't think it's going to be a good game whatsoever. Anthony Richardson back in the starting lineup. Pittman's going to try to play. Jets are trying to figure their shit out. At this point, I don't know which way I want to go with this. I flipped a coin 10 times. I still couldn't figure it out. The Jets are more talented on paper, but the Indianapolis Colts will probably end up winning this game. So I'm going to take the Jets at home because I'm terrible at calling Jets games. I'm going to take the Jets to win this game on my money line pick. Chris Borak.
I don't even think it's going to be close. Like, Anthony Richardson is starting. Like, that's all you need to know. I mean, the Jets have been terrible.
They've been bad. Yeah.
My fear is that Jonathan Taylor will have a huge game and the Jets won't be able to stop the run like they always do. But besides running the football, Anthony Richardson just cannot. he just can't make the simple passes. Like I don't understand. But if you're the Colts, you have no decision but to start him now. Like they're already 4 games back.
We should be talking about how exciting it is to see Jonathan Taylor versus Breece Hall and Anthony Richardson versus Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams versus Michael Pittman. Like all these names were really great fantasy football wise and notable last few seasons. It's not that great, guys. These teams are spiraling. They lost to Arizona 31-6. I'm talking about the Jets.
The Jets can't block for Breece Hall. That's the problem.
Can't.
They're off the lines worse than the Texans.
28th and 29th on both sides of the ball. Chris Connor, your pick.
Indianapolis Colts.
There we go.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Anthony Richardson right now is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is checked out. He doesn't want to be there. He's already going like, let's see.
What?
Let's see. Can he go to an ashram and smoke some more peyote? I don't want to be here. I'm pissed off. The coach is an idiot. My offensive line can't block. I'm old. I don't want to be in this place. At least Richardson wants to play football, I think. And I have more faith in Jonathan Taylor.
Does he? He subbed himself out of a game on third down.
Aaron Rodgers once got 3 straight penalties for basically, let's see, a time clock where false starts because he has to wait till the last second to call the play. He has to wait to be the smartest guy in the room.
That is not equivalent to subbing yourself out of a game on third down when it's a must-have to win the game.
I didn't say this was. I believe I am saying this. I'm saying I'm not giving a choice. Because Aaron Rodgers is cooked. He's like your Thanksgiving turkey you guys will be having on November 28th. Cooked.
He is. He's cooked.
Anyways,
but he's still better than Anthony Richardson.
We did call this game 2 for 1. It's
what are you doing in here, cutie?
Watching football.
Who do you want to win?
The goddamn Jets.
That's exactly how we're all going to be watching that game. Let's move on. Fire round pick. Congratulations to those just joining us. We got a heavy influx in Twitter. Welcome. Let's move on. Jacksonville at Detroit. Detroit 13.5-point favorites. Anybody taking Jacksonville?
Hell no.
Nope.
Hell no.
Detroit money line goes on the line. We're not even going to play the clip. We all get it.
I would lay all those points too. Bet that game. Hammer it.
Las Vegas at Miami's next. Miami 7-point favorites at home. Vegas traveling cross country. Chris Borak.
Oh God. You know what? After Miami went and beat the Rams, traveling cross country, you would think this would be an easy game to pick. But I just have this weird feeling Miami's going to Miami this year. Like some reason Max Crosby is just going to muck up this game and just be a game wrecker. And Dolphins should handle business. The matchup is terrible for the Raiders because they want teams to get into long passing down situations, but the Miami Dolphins are quick hitting offense. Like they just match up really well. So I'm taking Miami, but I have a weird feeling. I would not bet this game. That's my gambling advice to you guys. Do not lay these points, but I'm going to pick Miami to win this game.
I'm Miami as well, but I actually am telling you to bet this game Vegas +7. I'm telling you to go take the points. I love that line. I think they're going to be healthier. They're going to be faster. They're going to have come off the bye, but Miami wins it because they need it. Chris Connor.
Miami. Raiders are trash. Tom Brady's already, thinking of ways to get rid of Aaron, Pierce and the rest of that whole, front office. Just Miami.
We go Miami on here, and if you guys know what that means that is a TSG guarantee. Yeah, those fingers are waving like you just don't care. That's right, TSG guarantee. Baltimore money line, Houston money line, Green Bay, Detroit, Miami money line, and Chargers -1.5. That takes our talents over to New England. New England at home, 4.5-point underdogs against the Los Angeles Rams. Anybody flirting with New England in this game? I had to ask because of their win. So
I was close. I was close, and I'm actually waiting I'm actually waiting to see if this line moves any higher because it's at 4.5 now, and I have a feeling. I'm hoping on Sunday if this gets anywhere near 7. If it gets to 7, I'm taking the Patriots +7.
It'd be a heavy move if it did, but yeah, it's been moving. It started off around 2.5 and it's moved up 2 points.
It's
So
people are hammering the Rams.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Chris Connor, any thoughts on this game?
Rams should cover. They have a real coach and a real quarterback. Patriots probably have a real quarterback, but they don't have a real coach. So yes.
There you go. There you have it. Let's move on. Tennessee hosting Minnesota. Minnesota -6 on the road. Minnesota's really looked terrible the last few weeks. I'm still hammering Minnesota in this game. If I was playing spread, which I'm not, I would go Minnesota -6. I'm going to take Minnesota money line though because I don't have to talk spread on this game. Borak.
I'm taking the Vikings because the Titans are terrible, and Will Levis will love us. And I'm not confident about taking 6 points. Not the way the Vikings have been playing.
Yeah, I just think Tennessee's that bad. Chris Connor.
I thought that about the Jaguars too.
That's true.
Yeah, Minnesota. Tennessee is just horrible. They are horrible.
They are. It's pretty bad. All right, final 2 games. We have one really good one. One Atlanta at Denver. Denver 2-point favorites at home. Chris Connor, I'm gonna let you start this one.
I'm going with
tough
Denver.
game.
I get it. I like Atlanta. I think they're going to make noise in the playoffs this year. But Denver just is this scrappy little team. Bo Nix is playing well. Sean Payton has his team, playing well. The defense is legit, and they're going 2 Mile High, and they're pissed about the whole Chiefs loss. So yes, give me the Broncos.
I like Atlanta in this game quite a bit. It's hard to win at Denver. We know that. We've been talking about that on this show for 6 years now. I am not a Bo Nix fan, and it shows in my picks against Denver, and I don't have a great record against Denver. I'm actually 5-5 in Denver games this season. But I'm still gonna write that. Bijan Robinson, Atlanta gets the upset at Denver this week, and I'm gonna write Atlanta on the road. For reasons that are the usual suspects for me, but better defensive play. Maybe not so much at home. Denver has the better stats. I'm looking at the variance right now, but Atlanta and the run game gonna take experience. Gonna go Atlanta in this game on the road in a must-win situation for Atlanta. Chris Borak.
Yeah, I appreciate you saving the parlay. I have already put 2 units on this game. I'm very confident in Denver. At Mile High, Atlanta's played. This will be their second road game. They look like trash at New Orleans, and you're going to tell me they're going to go into Denver and move the ball against a better defense? Come on now. I mean, I know Atlanta has weapons on offense, but they're not that great on offense. And what they like to do is they love to run the ball. They love to set up play action. And that just plays right into Denver's defense. And I'm actually a Bo Nix fan. Bo Nix showed me a lot going into Arrowhead and taking on Patrick Mahomes. I thought he was going to wet the bed, but dude showed a lot of moxie. Come on.
Somebody else also showed moxie against Patrick Mahomes, and that was Kirk Cousins earlier this season.
All right, well, we'll find out. But I can tell I'm already laying my personal money. I'm very confident in this game.
This is going to be a good game. I also want to say Darnell Mooney is on the IR, so that doesn't help Atlanta whatsoever. But I did save the parlay, and we go to our final game. Primetime pick'em is over. Fire round picks finally over. Seattle at San Francisco, 6.5-point favorites at home. Seattle coming off the bye. Makes this game interesting. We get fresh versus fatigued. But Christian McCaffrey looked great. Welcome back, Christian McCaffrey. Glad you are healthy. I'll start this off. San Francisco must win this game. They must continue to right the ship there in San Francisco. Seattle is an absolute critical need to win this game. This is going to be a very feisty game. Divisional matchups are hard to predict. I am taking Seattle points if I was playing this in a parlay, but San Francisco gets the win. It's going to be a very close game. I believe DK Metcalf is trying to play. And if that ends up being that Seattle's even close to being 100%. It's going to be a game. This is going to be a good divisional game and probably one of the games of the week to watch. Top 5 for me. I like San Francisco money line though, so that's where I'm going to play it. San Francisco money line for me. Chris Borak.
I can't. I thought CMC coming back would fix the 49ers red zone offense problems. Dude, I cannot put my finger on what's wrong with this 49ers team.
I think it's Purdy's taking an extra second and a half to make decisions. You could tell. And Debo's fat. It's weird. It's a weird situation.
Did you say Debo is fat?
He is, man. I mean, you see him on the field. He's slow. He's just slow right now.
Has Jake Moody paid you off, Ernest? I want to know this here. That sounds like, oh yeah, Jake Moody went, hey Ernest, that meanie, that meanie Debo Samuel hit me. So if you get a chance, I want you to let people know Debo is fat. You tell them that, buddy.
He did the Zeke Cabo diet. I'm not sure what's going on over there, but he looks slow. I don't know what it is. It's slow.
Well,
Purdy's
dude,
slow. Everybody's slow. CMC can't run. It's a strange situation.
Well, I mean, dude just got out of the hospital with pneumonia. Like, come on, man. Calm down a little bit.
Not my thing.
But if we're saying, I'm just bringing it up because like season long, like if CMC does not look after all this time, does not look 100%, the 49ers are going to struggle, man, and they need a field goal kicker bad. Like, good Lord.
Yep.
But I can't trust the Seahawks on the road. I do think it's going to be a close game too. I think it's going to be a close game because the 49ers just don't take care of business. Like, there's just finding ways to keep people close. But I'm taking the 49ers, but I'm not touching this game as far as betting it.
2 49ers picks, and we'll see if Chris Connor's actually going to save this.
Can't believe I'm doing this. I'm actually going with Seattle just because the 49ers don't look good. They've lost to teams they shouldn't have lost to this year. This team just – something's not right. Maybe it's the offensive line finally is just completely crap outside of Trent Williams. Maybe the defense is too beat up. Maybe it is the fact that Debo Samuel is just half the player he is right now because he's just beat up. But I can't believe I'm saying this. Give me the Seahawks.
There you have it. That's tonight's show. We get saved from the San Francisco picks. I'm going to remove them from our mock parlay. And our parlay is an 8-teamer, guys. Baltimore money line, all the money line picks: Baltimore, Houston, Green Bay, Detroit, Miami, Minnesota, Los Angeles Rams, San Francisco, and then we have one spread: Los Angeles Chargers -1.5. It is not a hefty parlay, but it may be the first one we hit for you guys officially. Plus 1396 officially for that parlay. An 8-teamer. You lay down, let's just call it 14-1. Lay down 10, win 140. Not a terrible parlay. Maybe get our first win, get some units going for you, get you ramped up. If you're playing single bets, though, you're well ahead on most of our picks. We're almost 2-for-1 batting across the team. So whoever you're following is earning you some money and some units this year. Guys, that's ITL show. We appreciate the heck out of you on this Friday night episode.
That, Ernest, I want to throw one thing out there because I said it here. We should do, because the fans listen to you. You are the gambling expert. You are the betting to bet.
The betting to bet.
Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson is going to happen soon. People want to know, so we should get predictions from all three of us because they will know. Ernest, who should we bet? Ernest, I have some money. And the betting lines haven't closed yet. Who should we bet? Tyson versus Paul.
It's not a winner. It's the over. You take over 6 rounds for tonight's fight. That's what I'm betting.
All right, Borak.
I am no means a gambling expert for boxing, but I did put some pizza money on it to go the distance at plus money. But I hope Tyson knocks him out.
Can't believe I'm saying this. I'm picking Logan Paul to win. I know I feel shameful. I feel dirty. I need to take a shower, but Mike Tyson is friggin' 58 years old. He's had sciatica and ulcers. At some point, people get old. It sucks. I've been told that, and I'm feeling that. So I I can't believe I'm saying this. And as I said, I feel more dirtier than when I watched, like, I don't know, two monkeys humping in the zoo once in the field grade trip. Give me Logan Paul to win by late round TKO because Tyson's body breaks down.
No, I saw that slap. He doesn't look old. I'm excited. Everybody should be watching. It's a free event on Netflix. Go turn it on. You got done watching our show. That's it. There's nothing else to watch besides that tonight. And if you don't watch The Diplomat, by the way, fantastic Netflix series. Go watch that. It's really good. I've really enjoyed that show. Anyways, that's enough for tonight's Netflix trivia. Guys, talk about where they can find you. Chris Connor, where can they find the Last Call podcast?
You can check me out at lastcallpodcast.com. I'm on X on Last Call with W. Chris C. I'm on YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook. We just talked with Nino Brown, broke down what's going on with Lincoln Riley, Billy Napier, and Brian Kelly. Georgia versus Tennessee. Who gets in? Army versus Boise State. And Monday we'll be having Max Payne Griffin of UFC. Will be fighting at UFC 310 December 7th. And Ernest, always love being on the show, and thank you for having me as always.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Chris Borak, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, at @PlusWalker. Hit me up if you want any fantasy football or if you want to talk fantasy football, any sides, college football, NBA, NFL. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. And everybody, good luck with their fantasy football teams and their bets this weekend.
Absolutely. Same for me. You can find me on all social platforms at Into the Lab Pod and only on Twitch at The Sport Gene. And hopefully we'll be getting that going a little bit more as we get into the holidays. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Those listening tomorrow and through the weekend, good luck with your bets. Good luck with your fantasy football teams. Trade deadlines approaching. Good luck on those last minute transactions. And here we go. Big week this week. Good luck, you guys. Peace.